Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Macron, as well as other leaders, have called for the reformation of Islam along Western liberal lines. Some Muslims say Islam is flexible and should adapt to the time and place. So can we have a British, French or American Islam, adhering to Islam but not contradicting liberal values? Let's take a look. So what is wrong doing actions which are not haram but are compatible with liberal secular values? There's nothing wrong with the act itself, but the mindset is deeply problematic. The Prophet ﷺ said to us that every act is judged by the intention. إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّةِ. Of course, this only applies to halal actions and not haram actions. So trying to balance Islam with another culture is not new. It happened during the time of the Prophet ﷺ. There was a companion of the Prophet ﷺ who used to be a highly respected Jewish rabbi. He embraced Islam and the Prophet ﷺ named him Abdullah ibn Salam radiallahu anhu. All his life he lived according to Judaic law. So now when he embraced Islam, he had to live his life according to a new set of values. But it was hard for him to eat camel meat because he had never eaten camel meat. According to Judaic law, it is haram, and he had always observed the Sabbath. So he thought, as a Muslim, I don't have to eat camel meat. It is not obligatory. So if I abstain from eating camel meat, that way I am not contradicting Islamic law and I am not contradicting Judaic law. So not eating camel meat is not haram, but the mindset is deeply problematic. And the response to this attitude came directly from the heavens, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He revealed the verse, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا ادْخُلُوا فِي السِّلْمِ كَافَّةً وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا خُطُوَاتِ الشَّيْطَانِ إِنَّهُ لَكُمْ عَدُوٌّ مُبِينٌ. So He said, all you who believe, enter into Islam completely and follow not the footsteps of Shaitan. Verily, he is a plain and open enemy to you. So Abdullah ibn Salam was made to eat camel's meat to demonstrate that he had no more attachment to the Judaic law. So Islam alone is the Furqan to be considered when doing an action. So no other ideology or value system should be considered when determining whether or not to do an action. So why is it wrong to follow the middle of two paths like Abdullah ibn Salam radiallahu anhu? Because Islam alone is the straight path. Anything else is deviating you from that path. But people say, doesn't Islam say that we should follow the middle path? And they will quote the ayah from the Quran when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا لِتَكُونُوا شُهَدَاءَ عَلَى النَّاسِ. Thus we made you a ummatan wasat, that you may be a witness to humanity. In this context, it means the balanced and the best nation in a position to guide others. For example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also says in Surah Qalam, قَالَ أَوْسَطُهُمْ أَلَمْ أَقُلْ لَكُمْ لَوْلَا تُسَبِّحُونَ. So the best of them said, did I not say to you, if only you would glorify? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again uses the word wasat in here. But clearly here it means the best person. So translating wasat to middle makes no sense in these two ayah. It means the best or the balanced. It is not for the mind to decide the middle. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already decided that and said that that is Islam. For example, the middle between not drinking alcohol and getting drunk is drinking moderately. That is the middle path. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls for complete abstention. The middle between a woman being completely covered in public or being uncovered in public is being moderately covered. But Islam mandated for a woman to be completely covered in public other than the hands and the face. The middle between not praying and praying every day is praying occasionally. But Islam mandates that you pray every day, 5 times. So Islam alone is the middle path. It is not for us to use the mind to determine the middle between two value sets. The idea that a new westernized Islam can straddle between Islam and liberal values is not an option. It is a deception because it actually takes you away from following Islam as it was revealed. Which is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, يا أيها الذين آمنوا ادخلوا في السلم كافة ولا تتبعوا خطوات الشيطان إنهم لكم عدو مبين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.